Hello, greetings from Peru. My name is Diego Villanueva. I am a chess coach, and welcome to my Endgame series. In this series, I'm gonna release videos to explain you how to play the endgame properly. Okay, every chess player who wants to become a better chess player or become a master in the future must know how to play endgames. So I'm gonna base this project on the Mark Dvoretsky book Manual Endgame, so you can learn from one of the best coaches in the world. Okay, I'm gonna quote him quite a lot, and I'm gonna use his examples so you can use this material to become a better chess player. And I want to start studying with you the pawn endgames. Why? Because these are the most common endgames in chess and the most important. Once you understand how to play these endgames, the rest is gonna be very, very easy. So let's begin talking about pawn endgames, okay? And I'm gonna quote Mark Dvoretsky in his chapter 1 of his book. What is importance to become a better player in the pawn endgames and how to play them, that technique, okay? Pawn endings are very concrete. Even the tiniest change in the position generally alters the shape and outcome of the struggle. Here you can rarely get along on general principles, although you must know how to calculate accurately. The study of pawn endings chiefly boils down not to the memorization of exact positions, but to the assimilation of standard techniques. The study of pawn endings chiefly boils down not to the memorization of exact positions, but to the assimilation of standard techniques, which considerably eases our search for a solution and the calculation of variations. Many pawn endings are clearly defined tempo battles. In these endgames, speed is everything. Which pawn will queen first? Will the king come in time to stop the passed pawn or get to the other side of the board in time? And there are other pawn endings in which a war of maneuver predominates, and in which such one assumes paramount importance. So let's begin with key squares. Okay, key squares are the most common and is the most important concept in pawn endgames. Okay, so let's begin defining what are key squares. Key squares are what we call those squares whose occupation by the king assures victory, regardless of whose turn it is to move. In other types of endgame, we may also speak of key squares for other pieces besides the king. So let's take a look on this position. As you can notice, the d5 square on which the king now stands is not a key square. Why? Because white to move does not win. The key squares are c6, d6, and e6. Black to move must retreat his king, allowing the enemy king onto one of the key squares. With white to move, the position is drawn, since he cannot move to any key square. Okay, so if you want to define a key square, first you must notice the rank of your pawn. In this case, the white pawn, is on d4 on the 4th rank. Okay, so your key squares are c6, d6, and e6. But for example, if this pawn now is on d5, your key squares are d6, c6, d6, and e6. Okay? For example, in this case, let me change this. In this case, your pawn is here and here. So in this case, now the pawn is on the 5th square, right? Okay, so now the key squares are not only a7, v7, or b7 or c7, but also the similar 6th rank squares, e6, b6, and c6. White wins even if he is on move. For example, the correct move here is king e6. And now, after king a8, you can play b6, king b8, and b7, and this is winning for white. Because if black now plays on his king on c7, you can play king a7, and you are winning because you will promote your pawn soon. Note that in this position, king c6 is inaccurate in view of king a7. When white has to return to the starting position, which, for example, king c6, it's inaccurate. Black now can play king a7, and if you play b6 check, king a8, and you're not gonna win this. After b6 check, king b8, king b6, and this is a stalemate. So the best move here is king a8. Okay, so now you're starting to acknowledge the key squares. So let's take a look on this position now. So look at this position. It's a very interesting position. If you understand your key squares, if you can notice what are your key squares, you're gonna solve this example very easily. So take a moment, pause your video, take a moment, and when you are ready, when you feel ready, play the video with that solution. So in this position, the key squares are a6, b6, and c6. Okay, why? Because your pawn is on the 4th rank. So your key squares are a6, b6, and c6. The sensible thing here is to head for the square furthest from the enemy king, since that will be the one hardest to defend. So the best move here is c2, king c2. After king e7, you must play king b3. And after king d6, you have to play king a4. But king c4 is a mistake. Why? Because now you cannot reach the 6th rank. After king c6, this position is drawn. So remember, you must head for the square furthest from the enemy king, and the best move here is king a4. And after king c6, king a5, and now you are pushing your king to the key square a6. If black plays king b7, you can play king b5, and after king a7 or king c7, you can play king a6, and you're winning this position. No? King b8, king b6, king a8, b5, sorry, king a6, and you push your pawn, and this is winning for white. Okay, so now you understand the importance of key squares. Okay, this is the first lesson, part 1, and in the part 2 we're gonna study more complex positions. Okay, when you're gonna use this concept and you're gonna practice this new technique. Okay, so if you practice and study these videos, you will play better your endgames, your pawn endgames, and generally your chess level is gonna improve. Well, this is it. I am Diego Villanueva, and thank you for watching this video. See you next time.